So in my previous video, I talked about my 5 critical things to look for in a car transport company. Now I'm going to tell you about the best one I've ever worked with. All right, welcome back to my garage. So yeah, as promised in my previous video, I'm going to show you a series of clips that kind of shows the start to finish transaction and process between myself and Andrew and Ben from Southern Integrity Auto Transport. They are hands down the best car transportation company I've ever worked with. So first, here's a video that Andrew, the owner, sent me.
Hey Jason, it's a beautiful morning here in North Carolina. Got Ben Barber back there getting some things ready and to load up and head to Florida to pick up a beautiful Corvette for you. Along the way, we're going to show you what sets us apart from the rest of the competition and why you need to choose Southern Integrity Auto Transport for your fine and collector automobile transportation needs. So come along with us as we take this trip down to beautiful Bonita Springs, Florida, and haul this thing up to Nashville, Tennessee for a very special personal delivery to you.
So how cool is that? And then after that, they were on the way to Florida to pick up my Corvette. When they arrived at the seller location, they started to load it up. You can see how much care they took loading my Corvette up. They try not to drive the vehicles into the trailer because they feel there's just too much risk of something going wrong. So they carefully use a very slow moving winch to guide the vehicle into the trailer. And before they left the dealership, they sent me this.
Good morning, Jason. In 24 hours, we're going to be delivering that to your house. There's not many times that I really gush over a car, but I'm gonna be completely honest with you. Sorry, you got allergies and it is hot and humid down here in southern Florida, but this car is absolutely gorgeous. It's low miles. It's been taken care of. I mean, just look. The car is absolutely beautiful. Everyone here at the dealership has been really nice and accommodating. They're checking on the title stuff now. But here she is, all loaded up, ready to come home. We appreciate you entrusting us with it, and look forward to keeping in contact with you on our trip back.
And then after that, they were on the way to Nashville with my Corvette. So when I set up the appointment to have them, transport my car, they told me that about every 50 miles or so, they actually stop and just take a quick look inside the trailer, make sure that everything is perfect, which it was.
Hey Jason, it's Andrew. We just stopped about 50 miles north of Bonita Springs where we picked up your vehicle. We are going to check the straps, make sure everything is secure. That's one of the benefits of using Southern Integrity Auto Transport. It is policy that in the first 50 miles we will stop and check tie-down points, and then every additional stop we make, no matter what the reason, food, facilities, what have you, we will stop and check all 4 tie-down points, make sure nothing is shifted and everything is traveling beautifully.
So far, so good, right? So when I knew that they were about 10 hours away from the morning of delivery, I was awake. I couldn't sleep because I was really excited. And I was thinking about how glad I was that I went with them. And pretty glad that I didn't go with some of the cheap subcontractor open carrier transports that I talked about in my previous video. And I had somebody that was really putting care into my car and not just somebody doing a point A to point B job. I was pretty secure knowing that my car was safe and protected, and I was right. Check this out. And then finally, the next morning came, and the guys arrived with my Corvette. And once the car was fully unloaded, I took a quick, quiet spin around the neighborhood because it was still kind of early. Like I said, my car left the dealership perfect, and it arrived perfect. And once the car was in the garage, we had time to talk. So we did this quick little interview video with Andrew and Ben, with my wife holding the camera. All right, so the car is here, perfect as it left the dealership. I'm here with Drew and Ben from Southern Integrity Auto Transport, LLC.
LLC is important.
I gotta thank you guys for taking care of this car. One of the biggest hurdles, other than just going through the paperwork and just the overall car purchase, was figuring out how the heck I'm gonna get it here from Florida to here in Tennessee. And I was really actually sweating it, and I don't know how it works. You fill out a form and you get bombarded with phone calls and quotes and emails, and they just hammer you, and we can provide the best, and the other guys suck, and everything else. And then a good friend of ours, Angela Naff, which a lot of people know in the car scene, said, check out Southern Integrity Auto Transport. And I reached out to you, and you said, yeah, man, I can take care of you. And the price was really fair, especially compared to some of the bigger names. It was good to know that my car was the only car in that trailer. It wasn't mixed in with a bunch of other cars that they had to jockey around to get out. So it made the fear just gone. Yep. So I got to thank you guys so much for knowing that, let me know that the car was in great hands. So you've been in business for roughly how long now?
We've been in LLC for about a year now.
Okay. And you'll transport anything, right? From the small hobby car project, sure, all the way up to multi-million-dollar vehicles. What's the most expensive vehicle you've moved so far?
Probably the early 70s Bronco that was raced by Parnelli Jones in the Baja 1000. Ben puts it best, if it's got 4 wheels and an engine, we'll transport it for you.
Yep. And you were telling me earlier that you treat every car the same, no matter what. My car, Parnelli Jones' car, or Bob's Honda Civic. What's that?
The 65 Imperial.
Yeah, the 65 Imperial. Yeah. How much did that thing weigh?
Almost 6,000 pounds.
So Honda Civics up to 6,000 pound Imperials. You can do it all. I'm so glad that I got hooked up with you guys. I know that in the future, I don't have any questions as to who I'm going to have to move a car should I ever have to. I just can't thank you enough. So they can get a hold of you if people want to get their car moved by you with that white glove care that you gave my car and every other client of yours. How do they get a hold of you?
Yeah, we're all about the personalized, service, personalized experience. You can get a hold of us at www.southernintegrityautotransport.com. I've got a couple collector cars myself. I know how I expect them to be treated and would want them to be treated. We know it's more than just point A to point B transportation. There's blood, sweat, tears behind these cars, and they become part of the family. And a lot of times it's not as simple as just replacing them if something happens to them. So we appreciate you allowing us the opportunity to bring this car to you, and we'd be happy to help anybody that has any auto transportation needs.
I couldn't be happier. Thanks, guys.
You're welcome. Appreciate it.
All right.
So without a doubt, I would not hesitate to use Southern Integrity Auto Transport again. If you want them to transport your collector or specialty vehicle or any kind of vehicle, they don't discriminate, but they still put the same amount of care into it no matter what car it is. You can reach out to them at southernIntegrityAutoTransport.com and tell them that Jason sent you, and know that you'll be getting the very best care of your vehicle. Thank you very much, Andrew and Ben. You made my car buying experience flawless. Check them out, southernIntegrityAutoTransport.com.